Now, breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
Covering Wake County this morning, a crash shuts down Duncan Cook Road in both directions. We'll tell you more about the crash and how this could affect your morning and your morning commute.
And you might need to grab a jacket as you're heading out the door. Our muggy meter is way down here, but so is our temperature. I'll show you what it will feel like as you step out.
The sister of the convicted murderer who escaped in Orange County will be in court this morning. The charges she is facing.
Parents, today you will learn about plans for your child's bus routes in Wake County. The update from the school district 5 days before the start of the new school year. Good morning, everyone. It is 6 o'clock, so this is the last week of summer break for those traditional year kids, and the weather's just perfect. So kids, get outside and go play outside. I'm Renee Chu.
I'm Jeff Ogie. Yeah, great to have you along here. Thanks for making us your choice for news here. I feel like it's August, but the feels like out there is just so nice. We're talking buses and back to school. I mean, pumpkin spice latte can't be far behind at this point. Elizabeth Gardner over in the WRAL Severe Weather Center right now with this look at Zebulon.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I've already seen it out there. I'm like, wait a minute, it's August. I mean, can we not just wait till September? But September is probably going to start really hot. We take a look at Zebulon, and it feels fantastic out here this morning. Our temperatures dropped down to 55. That's a good bit cooler than where we were sitting yesterday morning. So if you have to be out for any period of time at all, and you have short sleeves on, you might wish that you had a little jacket. Our dew point's way down at 51, so it just feels phenomenal. It does feel like fall as you step out the door this morning. 48 in Roxborough, 53 in Rocky Mount, 57 in Fayetteville, 53 in Southern Pines. So feeling fantastic out there. Our temperatures are running 5 to 7 degrees cooler than they were even yesterday. And we're going to talk about how close we are to record lows, which is something that we hardly ever talk about in August. It's kind of crazy. 77 at lunchtime with a high of 82 degrees this afternoon. I'll show you when we start to see a return to, well, normal. Coming up, Ken.
All right, Elizabeth, we're following some breaking news here in the WRAL Traffic Center in Wake County. We're talking about this crash near Fuquay Arena, shutting down Duncan Cook Road in both directions there in Fuquay Arena. This happened at a crash just about an hour and a half ago, and we were able to confirm with the State Highway Patrol that it's a single vehicle crash into a power pole, which brought down some power lines in that area, which actually shut down this road in both directions. It's causing quite a bit of power outages in that area. Let's get to Chris Lovingood in the WRAL Live Center checking on those power outages, Chris.
Well, again, we're looking very careful because this is affecting, we're talking about several hundred people here. Let me bring up the Duke Energy outage map to show you what we're talking about here. North of West Academy Street near Fuquay Arena, you'll see there's that pocket of 352 people encapsulating this area over here. Pine Ridge Estates, we've got Whitetail Farm and Duncan Ridge as well. Now, according to the state's Department of Transportation website, it looks like the closure that's in effect is supposed to last until around 6:40. So stay with WRAL News as we see if that is going to be the case. As for when the power will be returned, we'll have to look closely into that.
The older sister of the convicted murderer who escaped in Orange County will be in court today, accused of helping him in his escape. Monique Brady is now facing a charge of aiding and abetting a fugitive. She's the second person charged with helping Ramon Alston in his escape last week. Investigators haven't revealed how they believe Brady was involved, but Alston was caught in Kannapolis last week after more than 3 days on the run. And another accused accomplice, Jacobia Crisp, was arrested shortly afterward.
Authorities in Cumberland County are investigating a fire at a mobile home as arson. The WRAL Breaking News Tracker was there after fire broke out last night on Henriette Drive in the Grays Creek community. Fire officials who were on scene say no one was home at the time. We're working to learn if investigators have any information on who set the fire.
Covering Wake County today, parents will get an update about how Wake County Public Schools will be getting your kids to class this fall. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is live at Wake Schools Transportation Headquarters in Raleigh. And Kelsey, the district has some new plans to roll out this year.
Jeff, they sure do. So all of these buses will be headed out in less than a week for the first day of school. And this afternoon, we'll get a breakdown of what you need to know before sending your student on the bus this year. There is going to be a big change ahead. Parents will be able to use a new bus delay notification system. Now parents can receive emails or text if their child's bus is running late. The district says every route will be covered this year, but WRAL education insider Emily Walkenhorst says the district could still use more drivers. Today, we're expecting to hear an update about staffing. The district is offering more bonuses to drivers as a recruitment tool. They've also decided to have fewer routes to make sure that there will be a driver for each one. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
The DMV is working to train and certify school bus drivers before the traditional school year starts. The North Carolina DMV recently bought 3 new school buses to be used for training at school systems across the state. The money came from a grant that also pays for the extensive training bus drivers require. Last year, more than 3,700 bus drivers were trained and certified, and another 6,600 were recertified.
Democratic National Convention wraps up tonight at the United Center in Chicago. We have a live look right here. There's a little bit of activity starting there this morning. Tonight, Vice President Kamala Harris will close out the convention with a speech where she will formally accept the party's nomination. Now, Governor Roy Cooper will be one of the night's final speakers leading up to Harris. Cooper was a potential vice presidential pick. He withdrew from consideration before Harris made her pick. The theme for the final night is For Our Future. Democratic vice presidential nominee Tim Walz introduced himself to his largest audience yet last night as he accepted his party's nomination. Walz thanks Kamala Harris for selecting him as her running mate and President Biden for his years of leadership. As a former football coach, Walz compared the presidential campaign to a final push down the field.
It's the fourth quarter. We're down a field goal, but we're on offense and we've got the ball. We're driving down the field. And boy, do we have the right team.
In one of the more emotional parts of his speech, Walz talked about his and his wife's experience with fertility treatments. Speaking directly to his family, he told his son and daughter they are his entire world, and his son, Gus, was brought to tears.
This morning on Today, Savannah Guthrie will be live from the DNC. She'll have a look ahead to Kamala Harris's speech tonight. And coming up at 6:30, we'll get a live report from political correspondent Michael Yoshida from the United Center, breaking down last night's big moments on the convention stage.
Meantime, former President Donald Trump will be on the campaign trail in Arizona tomorrow. Trump will visited North Carolina, I should say, for the second time in a week yesterday. He rallied alongside his running mate J.D. Vance over in Asheboro. It was their first major outdoor rally since the assassination attempt in July. Security was visibly increased with counter snipers on rooftops and bulletproof glass around the podium. The former president responded to criticism from speakers at the Democratic National Convention, saying a Kamala Harris presidency would lead to World War III.
Raleigh police are working to make an arrest after the 20th homicide in the city this year. Officers searched for evidence around a home on Carnage Drive for nearly 11 hours yesterday. We brought you the story first as breaking news yesterday morning. Police say they found a man shot dead behind a car. Some neighbors say they heard gunshots. Police have yet to identify the victim. A Robeson County deputy seriously hurt in a motorcycle crash is in critical but stable condition. That's according to the sheriff's office. It says Deputy Amanda Velez was driving a motorcycle when she was involved in a crash with a vehicle just outside of Lumberton Tuesday evening. Deputy Velez was airlifted to a medical center. The Highway Patrol is investigating the crash.
Well, this is great and useful information you need to know for your morning commute on the Beltline. A new traffic shift on I-440 East is in place this morning. Here's a live look right now at the Hillsborough Street ramp. Traffic from I-440 East and Western Boulevard will now be filtered down to what's called a collector lane. That gets to the ramps for Hillsborough Street and Wade Avenue, and it helps you continue onto the Beltline. It's similar to what folks have experienced driving southbound on US 1 in the Walnut Street area in Cary. Temporary off-ramps are in place for Wade Avenue and Hillsborough Street. It is all part of the ongoing project to widen the Beltline.
Today, Durham City leaders will get an update on crime data from the first half of 2024. The report shows violent crime, including homicide and rape, is up about 4% from the same time frame last year. Property crime, including burglary and theft, is up more than 5%. Police Chief Patrice Andrews will deliver more details from the report to City Council during their work session. That starts at 1 o'clock today. As former President Trump and Vice President Harris's campaigns push forward, another candidate plans to drop out of the race. What we're learning about the end of RFK Jr.'s campaign.
And a situation that could have ended horribly. Zookeepers in New Jersey are speaking out after a woman tried to touch a tiger at their zoo.
And it feels fantastic heading out the door. You might even need a jacket. But later on today, plan to get outside. At lunchtime, 77. During the evening, find one of those outdoor tables. Temperatures will be in the low 80s. It's not going to last long. I'll show you when we return to summer temperatures.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:12, it's Thursday, so I'm going to tantalize you with some lovely weekend escapes. A live look at Carolina Beach. And I'm watching people walking down the beach. They are wearing their sweatshirts right now. It is chilly even there at the beach, of course. This is a piece of good news, but you will always need to watch before you head out to the beach. Rip current danger has really dropped since Debbie has finally, since Ernesto has finally moved away, but it's still moderate along some of the east-facing beaches near Wilmington. Should be a nice weekend to be at the beach. Just watch that rip current danger. Look at these temperatures in some places looking at 70s on Saturday. Topsail 76, 83 on Emerald Isle. A little bit warmer on Sunday with low 80s. Very pleasant in the mountains too with some 70s and 80s for Saturday and Sunday.
And happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center, we continue to follow the breaking news in Wake County near Fuquay Arena. A crash shutting down Duncan Cook Road in both directions this morning. This is a live pic right now from that scene with photographer Charles Bradley right there on that scene. You can see Duke Energy crews are working to restore power. Here's what happened. We were able to confirm this with the State Highway Patrol. There's a single vehicle crash into a power pole that brought down those power lines, which eventually shut down that road in both directions. Right now, we're told about 200 to 300 customers remain without power in the Piney Grove community. We'll keep monitoring that for you and keep you posted here in the WRAL Traffic Center.
Ken, thanks. An Orange County man was cited for showing a weapon in a road rage incident outside former President Trump's rally in Asheboro yesterday. Authorities say that man was 79-year-old Robert Castona of Hillsborough. It happened after the rally ended as the crowd headed to their cars. Police say the man showed a weapon from inside his car. No one was hurt.
Independent presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is planning to end his campaign. That's according to two sources familiar with his plans. Those sources also say RFK plans to endorse Donald Trump. Kennedy plans to speak in Phoenix tomorrow. Former President Trump will also be in Arizona tomorrow.
A second U.S. aircraft carrier is now in the Middle East as tensions remain high over Iran's threat to attack Israel. The USS Abraham Lincoln is now in the waters there. It joins the USS Theodore Roosevelt, which arrived last month. The military says the ships are in the Middle East to deter aggression, promote regional stability, and protect the free flow of commerce.
This morning, we are hearing from zookeepers in New Jersey after a woman climbed over a fence and tried to touch a tiger. WRAL's Michelle McConaughey is here with their warning.
Jeff, this could have ended really badly for all involved. Police are still searching for that woman this morning, but this video was recorded by a visitor on Sunday. It shows a woman too close for comfort near the Bengal tiger exhibition. She pulls her hand away as the tiger jumped up and then turns around and jumps back over the fence. Zoo staff say they're grateful that visitors recorded this woman's behavior and sent it to their office. Had the woman been injured, the animal could have paid the ultimate price.
If our animal would have bitten her, the animal may have had to be euthanized. And, we saw that before with the Harambe situation.
And the tiger in that video is 7-year-old Mahisha, who is a little more aggressive than the rest. And that's why they have several signs at that zoo advising visitors to not cross the line. A zoo in North Carolina actually donated Mahisha and another tiger to that zoo in January of 2017. They're beautiful. They're cute. You don't want to touch them.
They're not to be messed with.
No.
They're not play kitties.
No.
And it would be a shame to think what would happen. They would have to euthanize the tiger if there was some sort of attack there. Can't believe they haven't found that girl yet.
Still
either.
searching.
Tracking her down. All right. Thanks, Michelle.
Two major incidents in recent months have raised questions about school bus safety locally.
It was a lot of smoke. You could hear the horn going as it was, as the bus was burning.
Tonight at 6, WRAL investigates school bus inspections as part of our back to school coverage. The local school systems making the grade and the ones that aren't. Plus, the top 10 worst buses inspectors found in our area tonight at 6.
Happening this morning, soldiers with the 82nd Airborne Division will be welcomed home. Task Force 82 is returning from a 9-month deployment to Eastern Europe. The soldiers were stationed in Romania, Bulgaria, Hungary, and Slovakia. The division colors will be uncased in a ceremony beginning at 9:15 this morning.
It is 6:17, and on August 22nd, we have morning temperatures in the 50s. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. What a treat, and a treat that sunrise is.
Yes, rare indeed. Right, I'm going to show you how close we are to record lows, which is something that, we think about more in the winter, not in August, but I'll show it to you. Beautiful view here as the sun is starting to rise here over downtown Raleigh, not too far from the legislative building, kind of looking past it. Here's a look at the big picture. Stationary front sitting down to the south, big area of high pressure up north. That's what's been feeding us all this cool, dry air right from Canada. High pressure systems rotate clockwise. So in that position, that high has been delivering some delightful air for us. It's starting to be a little bit more humid down south, though, across parts of Georgia. Some showers and storms starting to develop, and we'll get into a better chance for that next week. But look at that, 48 degrees in Roxborough. Really, if you're going to be out for a while and you have short sleeves on, because you would, for this afternoon, it's going to be very pleasant. You might want just a little light layer. 53 in Goldsboro, Rocky Mount and Wilson, as well as Southern Pines. It's 56 in Clinton and 55 in Durham. So feeling great. How about some record lows? It is 55 right now at RDU. The record 53 set back in 2000. So right now we're 2 degrees from the record. However, at 6:18, there was a small chance that we would see temperature drop maybe right at 7 a.m., but probably going to hold it right there at 55. So 2 degrees from our record. Fayetteville 57 and the record there 55 set back in 1922. The blue shaded area is where temperatures are below normal. So really everybody from the Rockies eastward almost. And then a different high pressure system will build in and switch our winds to southwesterly. And that's going to bring us right back into summer conditions for next week. This afternoon, though, feeling great. 81 Roxborough and South Hill, 82 Durham, Raleigh, Rocky Mount, Goldsboro, down to Southern Pines. And another cool night tonight. Maybe not quite as chilly as this morning, but we should still see widespread mid to upper 50s to even some low 60s. So we're going to hold on to this for a little bit. Tomorrow, we'll see a high of 83, Saturday 85, Sunday 88. So you can see we start a gradual climb over the weekend. But football Friday temperatures should be fine. The dew point stays nice and low at 8 o'clock, 74 degrees. So good news for players and for parents and fans who will be out in the stands. Big festival in downtown Cary on Saturday, Lazy Days, 9 o'clock, nice and cool at 69. Afternoon temperatures Saturday will be in the mid 80s. On Sunday, it's going to climb into the mid to upper 80s during the afternoon. Might be slightly more humid, but still should be pretty pleasant. Now, once we get into next week, all the way through the week past Labor Day, could be above normal. So we're going to move back into some heat and check in the tropics. Nothing out there, and we may not see any development in the next 7 days, which is kind of unusual because we are in the peak of the hurricane season. There are those 90s, just in case you wanted to see them. I don't know, Ken. I really don't. I don't want to see those.
I don't see anything like that. All right, good morning, everybody. We want to update you on that breaking news we've been following all morning long there in Fuquay Arena. Duncan Cook Road, we just learned in the last few minutes from our photographer Charles Bradley on the scene that it has reopened right now, but you can still see Duke Energy crews still on the scene there working to restore power to the Piney Grove community. The State Highway Patrol confirmed earlier for us that this was a single vehicle crash into that power pole, and it brought down those power lines that led to some power outages in that area. At one point, more than 300 customers in the Piney Grove neighborhood were without power. We're working to figure out exactly how many customers are still without power, but we'll keep monitoring it for you. But the good news is Duncan Cook Road has reopened. Elsewhere around the Triangle this morning, we're seeing a serious crash on Serenity Brook Road near Pool Road. This is near Wake Med, but we're not seeing any delays in that area, so it shouldn't be a problem for you this morning as you head out.
Thanks, Ken. A man says someone shot at him right near the Raleigh Convention Center downtown. How this affected those folks who live and work nearby.
And after floodwaters washed away her home, a woman in Connecticut finds a reason to be grateful. The priceless memento returned after it was found more than 30 miles away.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
Simone Biles is giving us a behind-the-scenes look at her incredible time in Paris.
And Ken Smith is here now with what's trending, Ken.
What a memorable time, right? Biles teased the new episodes of her docuseries, Simone Biles Rising, with a spoof of Emily in Paris.
And ever since I moved to Paris, my life has been chaotic and dramatic and complicated.
That's perfect.
Love it. The new episodes will showcase Biles' record-setting performance at the Olympics. The episodes drop on Netflix in October. Can't wait.
Great tie-ins by Netflix there. But the first 2 seasons of Simone Biles Rising, y'all, if you have not seen it, they are so good, so powerful. So it takes you back to Tokyo and what happened there with her Olympics there, and then just her mental health struggles and her journey, how she decided to get back into gymnastics again and compete in Paris. It is so emotional, and I'm telling you, if you're already in awe of what she's able to do, you just love and appreciate her even more, knowing everything that she's gone through and then what she's accomplished.
And I love to see this fun side. She's so happy now.
Yes, these new episodes, will be joyful.
Absolutely, full circle. But how about this? Victoria Beckham also getting her own docuseries on Netflix. It will follow her journey from the Spice Girls in the 90s to her current status as a fashion icon. No release date yet has been announced, though.
Oh, and all the purple you can handle there. I mean, it'll be on display there. So, yeah, David is going to make appearances in this. Her whole family will be in it. Victoria will make appearances in it. So we will wait to see when that one comes out what is in store for folks. His company actually helped produce it as well. So a family affair.
An interesting life story, I'm sure. Again, thank you.
The Black Crowes are coming to the D-PAC October 10th. They were supposed to open for Aerosmith at PNC Arena in February, but Aerosmith canceled its farewell tour because of Steven Tyler's larynx injury. Tickets to the Black Crowes at D-PAC go on sale tomorrow morning at 10.
Stepping out the door this morning, we're not too far from record lows, 40s and 50s. A nice chill in the air, but it's not going to last long. I'll show you when we're back to reality.
And at midnight, workers on 2 of North America's largest rail lines went on strike. What it could mean for the supply chain and the economy as a whole.